Louie. He said, see, always the jokes, always the jokes. It's probably parked out back. And so he takes me over to the table, sits me down on one side, and he and Claire on the other, brings my beer over. And he says, Park, you want to be drinking tonight. Tonight's the night to celebrate. And I said, well, first off, what's with this personality change thing? I mean, who the fuck are you, you know? And he said, well, it's funny. When I woke up from the operation, I was no longer just depressed. I was manic depressive. So as long as I stayed off the lithium, I had these kind of jazzy periods like I'm having now. And I said, yeah, okay. And he said, but the main thing is, do you remember that grandpa of mine with all that money? And I said, no. I said, you never told me about your family. You never told me anything at all. And he goes, oh, well, he said, well, he had a lot of oil money, and he just died, and he left a big chunk of it to me. He said, I'm set for life. And, I looked at him, I was generally not happy for anybody who was going to have some shit job. I said, Louie, that's really great for you. And he goes, no, you don't realize how great. I'm going to share it with you. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, you still writing that novel? And I said, no. And he said, he turns to her again. He thinks I'm joking. What a card this guy is. He said, here's what I propose. I'm going to give you all the money you need to finish that book. He said, you'll never have to work again, period. And if you're lucky, you have that one glorious moment in life against which you measure all others. To this day, that was mine. All of a sudden I thought, the best booze and drugs money could buy? Really? Naked beauties, wrapped around my legs? I said, so I finished the beer, then I signaled the bill for another one. I said, Lonesome, whatever you're proposing, I'm in.